Please welcome one of my favorite people, Keke Palmer. I'm more happy to see you or their reaction to you. It is amazing to have you here finally. You know, for 3 seasons, I kept telling my team, where is Keke Palmer? She's touring. Where is Keke Palmer? She's in a movie. Where is Keke? She's taping with Issa Rae Insecure. And finally, you're here.
Literally, I could not wait for this moment. I remember when we first met, my dad was like, you're going to meet Tamron Hall. She is the Halle Berry of hosting. I need you to know. I'm just so happy for everything with your show. You're incredible, Tamron. I'm glad to finally be here.
I am so happy to hear you. You know, we're kicking off our Fall in Love week. And since I've known you from when I was in Chicago on the news there, I have never seen you on the red carpet with someone. I've never seen you courtside holding hands. I've never seen it. And then all of a sudden I'm on the gram and I said, is this Keke Palmer with a man? Who is this man? Darius is your boyfriend.
Yes.
You wrote on the gram, you've been a blessing from above. What?
That's what he wrote, love. That's what he wrote.
Oh, he wrote that. He wrote that you've been a blessing from above. What is, I'm speechless.
Yeah,
what was
it
about Darius that made you go public with him?
You know, it's so crazy. I'm really, you know, it's so true. I'm really one of those people that very much so keep it on the Beyonce tip of just like, you know, keeping everything low key. I think the reality is just it became more difficult to hide, you know, that. You know, we spend all this time together and he's really my closest friend. So it just becomes a thing where I'm not gonna hide, you know, something that makes me happy. So it is what it is, you know. It's not gonna be everything you see. My job is my job. Yeah. But at the end of the day, hey, this is somebody that is important to me. So hey, why not?
I love it. So you're a Virgo, I'm a Virgo, and we are very sensitive Virgos.
Okay.
We judge people by whether or not you're a Virgo. Thank you.
Come on now.
All right, what is his sign?
He's an Aquarius. Isn't that crazy? It's just a random matchup.
Random
but he's got some Taurus in that chart, so that must be the balance.
I like that, because my son Moses is a Taurus, and I get it. But what was it about him? Because you are, you're such an excellent person. You command respect. You are driven. What was it about him that you said, okay, this might be my match?
I think it's the authenticity.
Yeah.
I've always been somebody that hasn't wanted too much industry stuff in my life. So he's very industry adjacent, meaning he understands it, but that's not what he's about. And I think that also helps a lot too for the comfortability. But I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It's one of those things where, like I said, it's surprising to me as well. You know what I mean? But I'm 28. I'm still learning, so we'll see how it goes.
Does it feel good to be? I mean, I tell people all the time, I know often I was raised, obviously, be very independent, and you don't have to have a relationship. And I tell my friends, it's okay to say you want to be in a relationship. It's okay to ask somebody, you got a cousin, you got a brother?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we trick ourselves into saying, I don't need that. But there's nothing wrong with saying, I'd like to have that.
Yeah, and I love that you say that. I love that you say that. Because I think that definitely, and also in this era right now, it's very much popular to be like, oh, I don't care, and you know what I mean? It's become very popular to the point where it does end up making you feel like you're not opening yourself up to it. And I think that's where it got to the point for me. It was, okay, you know what? If I'm happy, why don't I just be happy? Who am I trying to hide anything from or impress? Or what is the idea of it all that I'm trying to coerce? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm still me, with or without a partner.
With or without a partner. So the theme of this show is, okay, so you found someone that you enjoy spending time with, whether it's, you know, a new romance or one you're trying to find the spark to keep it going. And one of the things I said was date night was a struggle for me because I get home and now I have, you know, our son and I'm like, okay. And my husband is really big on date night. And I have recently said, okay, I've got to refocus on what that means, even if it's a little dinner somewhere or just walking to have coffee. What are you and Darius? You're new. You're in new love stage.
Yeah.
What is a date night reset because you're so busy?
Yeah, date night reset for me is always usually something very casual, and I like a little retro vibe. So like we do things like the drive-in. Love the drive-in.
I love that.
We love the drive-in. We also do very interesting, like different dates, like boat cinema. We went to one time where we watched the cinema like in a boat.
Yeah.
And it was a Titanic, and that's when I realized that my girl Kate really. We went that night. We were in the boat, and it was like we were getting scared a little bit. Can we talk about the fact that Titanic goes from being this romance thing to being a horror film? film?
Yes, yes.
The last 30 minutes, you like this. I was like, I forgot that James Cameron turned this into a horror movie in the last 30 minutes.
Horror, it's abandonment.
Man, it was crazy. Man, it was crazy.
Yeah,
ooh, that was just, I hated going back there. But yeah, so we'll do stuff like that. And then also every now and then step out on the town, you know what I mean? But I have to admit, as time has gone by, man, my going out myself is quite tempered down.
No, you're 28.
Yeah,
listen,
but girl, I get tired now.
No, you do not say
It's so sad. I really am like, you know what?
It's because you work a lot. One of my favorite shows, of course, is Insecure, and I turn it on, and there is Keke starring on this season, the end of Insecure, and I said, your character plays a sibling who kind of is there to protect her sister. And again, talking about love, so often the challenge of falling in love are the outside elements, the cousins, friends, sisters, everybody telling you shouldn't be with that person or they don't like that person.
Yeah.
How, in your past, or I don't even know if it's happened with Darius, how do you keep the outside people from affecting your love?
Man, oh, this is such a good question. You know what? I think you have to really quiet the noise and find the truth in your relationship. I think I've had many different scenarios where it's been like, okay, maybe this person isn't the right catch, or, you know, this isn't gonna go well, or I do receive lots of feedback from my mother. My mother's my best friend. And I think at the end of the day, if you and that person are able to kind of really focus on each other and block everything out, then that's when you maybe really do know that there's something that's true there, you know, because you're able to really just zero in on them.
Yeah. I love that. I love, as Aretha Franklin said, I don't want anybody up in my relationship with my man sitting right there with me and my man.
Yeah, it's very.
It is. You want them welcomed into the love circle, the love tribe, but you have to protect what's yours. And, Keke, was it last year, I think it was, where you really opened up with your fans on social media about your skin.
Yeah.
And it went viral because you said you battle with, what is it, polycystic ovary syndrome?
Yeah, so so PCOS is the short name for it, and it can affect many people. I think it's like 1 in 4 women is what they said. And so generally it would be like cysts on your ovaries. It will affect your hormones, sometimes giving you more testosterone and a little less estrogen. There's a bunch of different variants that, it's different for everyone. Even my sister was struggling with it, especially when she was pregnant. And so I kind of discovered that that's what I was dealing with, and it answered a lot of the questions to not only why I had acne, but, why I grow hair on my face or under my chin, kind of have like a low-key beard going on that I got to shave every couple of days. I started to zero in on the fact that, for me to have dealt with acne past puberty in the way that I did, there had to be something deeper going on. And that's when I came up on PCOS and also things that I needed to change in terms of my diet.
You were so heartfelt in revealing that. I could tell when I was reading it that one of the powers that we have in our positions is to let people know they're not alone.
Yeah.
And that is a superpower. And you reveal that to show other women you're not alone if you're dealing with that. How does it feel to be able to have that opportunity in life to help so many people?
Well, it's a responsibility, and sometimes it can be pressureful, and other times, it's something that I feel like it just can happen naturally. You know what I mean? I do try to be thoughtful with my platform, but I'll be honest. When it came to me talking about the PCOS and my acne struggles, it was to empower myself.
Wow.
It was to empower myself and to give myself opportunity to say, you know what, just own who you are. Love yourself. It was like me telling myself, I love you, girl, no matter what. I love you so much that I'm going to show your whole self to the world, and I'm not going to be afraid. So that was actually, it was essentially kind of like a selfish act of saying, hey, I still love myself, and despite what I might be going through, and if you're dealing with something like this, I love you too. And then to see the fans' response to me, it really meant a lot.
It was so, I'm tearing up right now because I started down the road of reading all the comments, and it was just such a beautiful thing to see, being a fan of yours, but also as a woman taking off that layer.
Yeah.
We have these masks in our minds, but we also have masks what we cover with makeup and not show ourselves, and you did.
Well, it's so much true, even what you were talking about with the love earlier. It was going on in my mind. It's like a lot of times, whether it's, with the PCOS or showing love, it's all about us not wanting to give our power away.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. We feel like if I show any moment of any vulnerability, if I show I'm interested, or if I show, my insecurities, then all of a sudden I'm losing my power. But it's actually the opposite. You feel more empowered to own everything you are and to own your joy and your hard times.
I love that. I could sit, I'm telling you, every day I could just follow Keke around and hear Keke's wisdom. But we can have you follow us around with your new book, Southern Belle Insults. It's based on characters that you created for Instagram. I think we have a short clip of the audio of Lady Miss Jacqueline, who has like 60 million followers or something. Here's dear friend Janet. Take a listen.
Once upon a time in a faraway land, by which I mean last year over on 13th Street, there lived a sad, dull, dried-out husk of a woman named Janet. I've known Janet her whole life, and you're probably wondering, why would the fabulous Lady Miss even concern herself with someone so terribly ordinary? Because this is the story of how a mystical event changed Janet's life. And also, because I love a good train wreck.
Lady Miss Jacqueline, more than 60 million views on Instagram alone. Okay, tell me, were you in bed one night? I've got an idea.
You know what? First of all, that was a really good Lady Miss Jacqueline
'Cause I'm obsessed.
impression.
I'm obsessed.
That was very good. I was working with a guy by the name of Max Wyatt, who's now my producing partner. We create so much different content together. And he was hearing me talk regularly. You know, every now and then I'll jump like, okay, now get into it. I'll do all that kind of stuff. And he was like, there's a character in that, you know? And then that's how we came up with Lady Miss Jacqueline. And it started off as just like a sketch on my page. Right. And then slowly we kept building out the world and building out the world. And when I got the opportunity to collaborate with Jasmine Guillory and Amazon, I was like, oh, let's do it. This is the story.
It's so fun because, you know, we think about Southern Belle Insults, and I'm from Texas, and we say, bless your heart. And like, there are these little things and little weeds.
Very underhanded.
And we're very underhanded with it.
Oh, green, address you finely, look good in. You know, it's like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Should I be happy or sad?